Greetings, today I am installing this, which is the exhaust valve delete plug for the Focus RS.
Alright, so this is it, very simply. This is the valve delete plug itself, and this is what will stop the car from throwing the error code. And then this bit is just a little blanking thing to put into the actuator to stop it from getting loaded with like dust and dirt as we drive along without the cable and anything connected into it. But what you can see from these, if I push these together, I can show you quite well. This little tab mimics exactly what is on the actuator and the cable in terms of pushing that in and then just pulling them apart. That's how you disconnect the cable underneath the car. So that's what we're going to do now. So yeah, let's crack on.
So there's a couple of reasons why you might want to do this. The first is simply for sound. So opening the valve and keeping it open all of the time means that you're going to be able to get more sound and more different kinds of interesting sounds in normal mode, but also in sport mode. The valve only actually opens whenever you go above a certain rev limit, so this will make it open all the time. So that means that you get more sound in lower rev range, so that's pretty cool. The second reason, and I think perhaps the main reason, is to remedy the issue where you get the message, the error code on the dash that says that drive mode selection is not available. And the reason why that happens is if the car thinks that it isn't able to actuate the exhaust valve, it just disables the selection of drive modes, which is very, very annoying. And that typically happens, it's what I call sticky valve syndrome. Essentially the valve perhaps isn't able to move easily, and I think it's because of, like, if I just do this black sooty stuff, I think just builds up around the valve and just sort of makes it kind of sticky. So ways around that are cleaning it out, maybe spraying with some WD-40 or whatever, or you can give it a really big blast with a couple of launch controls to shoot the soot out of there. And those do work, but they are kind of temporary, or they feel kind of temporary, whereas doing this and just removing the valve and keeping it open all the time, this removes the possibility of getting that error code and is more of a permanent fix.
So as you can see, right now the car is off and the valve is indeed closed. So what we need to do is we need to get the valve to be open. So the easiest way to do that is to turn the car on and get it to initiate the cold start. And then we need to, if I scooch down in here, there's the cable that we need to remove. If you would focus nicely, Mr. Camera. And then we just disconnect the cable while the car is running, while the valve is open, and then that will mean that the valve will be stuck in the open position. It will throw the code, of course, but then as soon as we do that, we're just going to turn the car off and we're going to plug in our plug and get it all tidied up, and then once we turn the car back on, the valve should remain open and the code should be gone. Right, so that was kind of hard to do with one hand, so now you can see the cable is disconnected and the valve is in the open position still, even though the car is turned off. So now we can go ahead and get that plug put in. Okay, so we separate our little blanking bit from our plug. So I'll do the plug bit first. So we get our cable, which is now dangling down. Just line it up. I think that's in. Yeah, it doesn't really click, but that is, just give it a really good push, and that's effectively it, done. So next we just move the cable out of the way, get our little blanking plug thing and put it into the actuator, and that does give a wee click. And that is that done. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a cable tie to tidy this up, just up in there, so that it's not dangling around, because otherwise it would be just dangling right here, and you can imagine whenever you're driving it would be going like, you know, flying around, and that ain't really too cool. So yeah, just this very simple cable tie solution, we're going to get it up in there. So this is directly above, and as you can see, I've sort of looped the cable around and used two cable ties just through a couple of holes that were already existing in the car itself. Just looped it around, two cable ties, holding it in position. I'm holding it in such a position that the plastic valve isn't going to like smash off. like those, you see those nitrous blue bits, it's not going to smash off those. So it's a pretty neat solution, and it's not going to flap around, and that is installation complete.
Well, there we go, that is the exhaust valve delete done on my Focus RS. The car is off, the valve is open, and it will remain open just forever now, and we won't get any annoying codes, we won't get any issues with the valve not being able to open and close. And as an added bonus for me, we'll get a little bit of extra sound in normal and indeed in the low rev range of sport mode. So that is awesome, and it's awesome because it was so cheap as well. I think it was like £27 from the MK3 Focus RS club, so go check them out. I'll throw a link down into the description box below. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like it. I hope you like this little really easy simple mod for the exhaust. And yeah, please do like, share and subscribe for more content to come very, very soon. Thank you once again. Goodbye.